Tonight, two pitchers having fine seasons square off to open up a 4-game set at the Coliseum. Frankie Montas has 9 wins on the year and is pitching at an all-star level. Over his past 8 starts, he has gone 5-0 and has been the A's anchor this year in the rotation. Charlie Morton's record stands at 8-1 and has been dealing all year long for a talented Tampa Bay Rays team. The right-hander is a tough at-bat, and the A's will have their work cut out for them tonight in the East Bay. A's and Rays, Game 1, next. Well, the Oakland A's are heating up. A's coming off a sweep of the Baltimore Orioles. They'll try to keep it going tonight with their ace on the mound, Frankie Montas. It's the A's and the Tampa Bay Rays coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. Welcome to Oakland A's baseball. Dallas Braden and Glenn Kuiper will bring the ball game to you tonight. We got a great pitching matchup. Frankie Montas and Charlie Morton. We are looking forward to that. Charlie Morton, he's been good. Frankie Montas has been really good, looking for his 10th win tonight.
Frankie Montas has been absolutely filthy. Seemingly every 5 days, Frankie Montas is going out there and making a case not only to be a part of the All-Star game, but potentially start that All-Star game. And over the last 8 turns, Frankie Montas has been exactly what the Oakland A's need. Hopefully he can continue that run that the Oakland A's have been on here, taking those 3 from the Orioles.
And for the Rays, Charlie Morton, he faced the A's last week in St. Petersburg. He was very good, and he beat the A's.
Well, and you can see why. Since Charlie Morton left Houston, he has been spinning the ball with the best of them, and that hasn't stopped since he showed up in Tampa. And last time out against the Green and Gold, that's exactly what he did. Executed very well with a high-octane fastball that he has discovered. And on top of that, here comes the spin doctor curveball slider. So for Charlie Morton, he really forces the action, and he keeps a great lineup in the Oakland A's off balance. Hopefully they can figure that out tonight.
And both these guys could be headed to the All-Star game in Cleveland in July. That is how good Morton and Montas have been so far this year. So a couple of playoff hopeful teams squaring off this weekend at the Coliseum. It's the A's and the Rays. We'll have lineups in first pitch right after this.
A's baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Toyota. A fast, powerful lineup that will make sure you're safe at home. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Wendy's new Made to Crave menu, available at participating restaurants now. And by Jeep Wrangler, 2019 Motor Trend SUV of the Year.
So lineup cards being exchanged, and we are just about set for Game 1 of what should be a very entertaining 4-game series against 2 good teams. 2 teams trying to get to the postseason, the Rays and the A's. And remember, folks, it is African American Heritage Night. The hat, that's the giveaway with the O on the front, the black, and that's a good-looking lid. I just got one for myself.
Yeah, you did.
I did.
Lucky.
So the A's take the field. All white home uniforms, and let's check the game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. 65 degrees, so another nice night here at the Coliseum. You may want to throw a jacket on. And there is that good-looking hat. All right, let's look at the lineup for the visiting Tampa Bay Rays. It's brought to you by Southwest Airlines, and here it is. Austin Meadows is the DH. Tommy Pham's in left. Those 2 guys having very fine seasons. Brandon Lau is at second. Garcia's in right. Choi's at first. Kiermaier's in center. Adames is the shortstop. Joey Wendell is back off the injured list. He's at third, and Mike Zunino is your catcher.
And the man they'll be facing tonight, he's tied for 3rd in the AL in wins, 4th in winning percentage, and 6th in ERA. That man is Frankie Montas, looking to continue to solidify his bid for the 2019 All-Star Game. He's been an outstanding revelation, not only to himself, but the fan base as well. So Frankie Montas going to take the ball tonight and get ready to slice and dice.
Defensively behind Frankie Montas, Grossman in left, Laureano in center, and Piscotti is in right. Chapman, Simeon, Profar, and Olsen around the infield with Fegley doing the catching. So Frankie Montas wrapping up his warm-up tosses, and right now it's one hot team in the A's. They've won 6 out of 8, and one struggling team in the Rays. They've lost 7 out of 9. So here's a little tidbit for you. Bob Melvin is not with the team tonight. He is missing tonight's game, personal reasons. Ryan Christensen will be the manager. Mark Kotze will be the bench coach. So Bob is expected back tomorrow, and he said he will address the situation tomorrow. So that's all we know. So the man we call Rhino, Ryan Christensen, is in charge tonight.
That's right, and he's pretty much an extension of the skipper, Bob Melvin. The staff works extremely well together.
So the first pitch of the ball game to Austin Meadows is in for a strike, and we are underway. First of the 4-game series. Stu Shearwater is calling balls and strikes. Mark Wegner is the crew chief. He's at first. Jeremy Rehak is at second, and Jim Reynolds is at third. Quick 0-2 to Austin Meadows, the designated hitter.
And Austin Meadows has been a very welcome addition to this Rays team.
I would say, yep. Big numbers.
Big numbers. He's doing it at the top of the lineup as well, Kuip, and that's I think something that's important to talk about, especially for a team that's looking to inject some table setters, if you will. Austin Meadows has been that guy.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out.
Gets him on the slider. Little elevated slide piece here from Frankie Montas.
In the second position,
he's got life on the fastball, folks, but something I think to pay attention to tonight is Frankie Montas getting ahead early with that fastball and then going to that split, going to that slider, keeping a team in the Tampa Bay Rays that have been aggressive at times off balance.
Here's Tommy Pham having a nice season. 301, 10 homers, 32 runs batted in. 12 doubles, a couple of triples.
When you look at that on-base percentage there, too, north of 400.
Yeah, that is third best in the American League, the on-base percentage.
Well, and I noticed that, Kuip, so I did a little digging, just a little bit. The walk rate for Tommy Pham up to about 14% from 11% last year. K rate down to 18% from 25%
That's a pretty
last
good
year.
ratio. 18 to 14.
Selecting balls from strikes. I talk about that a lot. The great Tim Tadlock, head coach at Texas Tech, mentioned that to me a few years ago in Omaha, and that's really stuck with me.
Kevin Cash already in his 5th season as a manager. That will loop down the right field line, and it is going to drop foul. I would guess that the strikeout ratio, walk ratio is maybe something good to look at for a young player. And is the walk rate going up? Is the strikeout rate going down?
They're getting a feeling. You're absolutely right, because it can be an indicator of the adjustments an individual is making or maybe is not making.
1-2 the count to Pham, and then Lau will be next. Break 3 called on the outside corner. Back-to-back strikeouts to open up the game for Frankie Montas.
Well, he's got the old Slidro Wilson working real early. Got Austin Meadows late with an elevated slider. Turns Mr. Tommy Pham here into a window shopper. And again, this is all about showing them that fastball early.
Pitchcast tonight brought to you by Subway, and here's Brandon Lau. Another young Rays player having a good season. Lau, 280, 15 home runs and 44 runs batted in. He's got 15 doubles as well. He's a rookie. 1-1 the count.
Another good backdoor slider there for Montas. And we've seen that split finger dazzle. But for Frankie Montas, it's really being able to identify what's working well early on. And as we see here, for him, it's the slider and kind of taking advantage.
Laureano, right center, and he's got it. Montas with a 3-up, 3-down inning and a pair of strikeouts in the top of the first. No score. Here come the Athletics in the bottom of the first. Here's their lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Simeon, Chapman, Olsen, Davis, Laureano, Grossman, Piscotty, Profar, and Josh Fegley. What a season Josh Fegley is having.
They'll be taking on Charlie Morton, who just recently had his 4-start streak of quality starts snapped by the Halos. He'd gone 7 innings in 3 out of those 4 starts. And you can see by those numbers there, Charlie Morton having another great campaign here early on in 2019 for the Rays. We've talked about the velocity from Charlie Morton, but you're going to see a lot of that right there. Sliders, curveballs, very quality secondary offerings from Charlie Morton. He pitches well at the top of the strike zone.
Well, as we said in the open of our show, both these guys could very easily be in Cleveland in July for the All-Star game.
That's something to be excited about, especially if you're a Rays fan. You're an A's fan. A quality pitching matchup tonight.
Line foul. That play's got to be made.
Oh, early. Yep. There's going to be an E-ball boy. He's lucky he didn't wear that one right off the grill, if we're being totally honest. And see Lou Trevino. What? Brooksy wants him to challenge it. I don't know what we're challenging.
2-2 pitch is low. So Marcus Semien has worked it full. Marcus with the 16-game hitting streak. Christian Yelich also has a 16-game hitting streak. That one bounced over Morton's head. It's the second baseman Lau who grabs it. So 1 out. Bottom of the first. Quick look at the Rays defense. Pham, Kiermaier, and Garcia in the outfield. Wendell, Damas, Lau, and Chor. The infield, and Mike Zunino is your catcher.
You saw Kevin Kiermaier, the Gold Glove center fielder. Just an incredible athlete. He's got some territory to roam out there today.
Yes, he does. First pitch to Chapman, right on the outside corner, first try. And there's the curveball from Morton, or that one looked a little bit more like a curveball. His curveball actually has kind of a slider action to it as well, right?
Well, again, he has the ability to shape both of those breaking balls. That slider he can tighten up at times. Same thing with the curveball. Loosen it a little, expand the zone. Just to kind of give you an idea of what he's thinking. This is how he goes about the work. 48% fastball. Sprinkle the change, the cutter. 12% curveball, though, is that go-to.
And there's that sweeping breaking ball.
And I mean, I can get into the numbers, but what you're going to look for out of Charlie Morton, those counts 0-1, probably going to go to the curveball. 1-1, going to go to the curveball to get himself back into the count.
Well, he has 62 strikeouts this year using his curveball. That's the most in the majors. And really, watching him pitch, that doesn't surprise you.
Not at all.
3-2 pitch. He went with a fastball and missed it. Chapman walks. So here comes Matt Olson.
Batting in the third position, first baseman.
These two teams hooked up last week in St. Petersburg, and the A's played a very good series. They won 2 out of 3. They lost game 1 6-2, and then bounced back and won game 2 4-3. And they won the third game 6-2 on the Laureano grand slam. So that was a good series for the A's, and it We don't know this just yet, but it could be the series that gets them going.
Well,
They've played well since then.
And that's what you hope, right? You hope you're able to go into town and take care of business against the team that's been doing damage in the AL East, just behind New York.
Olsen bounces it foul.
Go back to last year, late August, and Matty O off the facade. Charlie Morton wearing the Astros colors then.
3 for 9 with that home run and a double against Morton.
Seeing it well. Matt Olson's been a guy from the right side, or pitchers from the right side. If you're going to try to spin him, it's got to be down. And that's kind of my point right there. That ball's left up. Matt Olson can get to it. You want to bounce that thing against Matt Olson. Otherwise, those big arms get extended.
One and two the count to Olsen. Chris Davis will be next. Ball's hit hard into right field, a base hit. Chapman's going to round second. He's going to put the brakes on, and then the ball was kicked in the outfield by Garcia, but by the time he kicked it, Chapman had put the brakes on, so he ends up staying at second base.
Well, again, curveball up, not down like we talked about. Matt Olson hammers this pitch like we talked about. If you're going to leave it up, see just a good balanced swing from Ole, and Matt Chapman hustling around, and you're right, Kuiper, he shut it down, but by that time he was already heading back to second base, and Avisail Garcia ends up kicking. You can see Chappie knew he had an extra 90 feet, but easier said than done. You're not looking at the play. It's not right in front of your face.
So 2 on 1 out. Here's Chris Davis. Well, Morton fits into that category of one of the better pitchers in the American League. And when you have a guy like that, Dallas, you're not going to get a whole lot of opportunities against him. And it's usually best to get him early.
That's right. You got to take advantage. And that's what the Oakland A's are looking at right now.
There's that good breaking ball by Charlie Morton.
Remember last night, KD early on, just a nice, easy swing. Runners in scoring position, just kind of serve it out to right. He's got some history against Morton.
And now 1 and 2.
And that history starts in 2017, a few years ago, but 2 long balls off Charlie Morton, same game. You know that seed is planted in the back of the mind of Charlie Morton. He's going to want to be careful.
1-2 pitch, got him with that breaking ball. And that was a good pitch. It was the good breaking ball, and it was really perfectly placed.
Well, again, we've seen it at 86 miles an hour. We've talked about shaping it. This one coming in at 79. But you can see that's a very well located breaking ball, down and out. I mean, unless you're really sitting on that pitch, and you're probably sitting on location as well, still tough to hit.
So it's up to Laureano. So we have seen Ramon Laureano, Dallas, creep up in the lineup a little bit.
Sure
He's
has.
hitting in the 5th spot now.
Sure has.
He's been a hot hitter lately, and that's why. 11 home runs, 35 runs batted in.
Well, he's kind of part of that group that's at the bottom of the lineup that has really been doing a great job producing. The Profars, the Fegleys, the Piscottis, the Laureanos when he's down there. But you're right. Nice little hit streak, some good ABs, start creeping up.
Missed that one, 1 and 2.
It's just a good curveball, good sweeper.
You're going to see that pitch a whole lot tonight.
That's right.
Morton had 7 strikeouts in 7 innings in that start last week against the A's. So there's the fastball, and he's got good velocity too on that fastball. He's 95, 96, even 97. 5-0 on the road this year. 1.59 road ERA. All good this year for Charlie Morton.
Road warrior, as we say.
And there's the breaking ball, and he got him. So the inning comes to an end. The A's strand a pair. We're scoreless after 1.
A's Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by FanDuel. There's more ways to win when you play FanDuel Fantasy Baseball.
That's the race against Ricky Henderson, and
I mean, why would you do that to yourself?
Her chances of winning are not great. Not great.
Get a head start. I'm in.
Luisel Garcia hitting in the cleanup spot.
I always think about the time that Ricky jumped out on the base pass in spring training. I'm out there kind of working on my pickoff move, and the GOAT comes trotting out onto the base path, and I instantly started to sweat. You instantly start to get nervous.
Well, that's what he did to pitchers.
It's spring training, Kuiper, and I'm just kind of trying to get my, just trying to get my bearings. And the greatest of all time goes out there and let me see what you got.
Yeah.
Come on, let me see. Ricky, you run.
You got to pad up and go, right?
Well, and 40 minutes later,
that's great.
I'm listening to the greatest of all time break down pickoff moves and talk to me about, what they're looking for, some of the keys, but just.
I bet you learned something.
Are you kidding me? Anytime individuals like that speak, you need to shut the mouth, open the ears, and learn something.
Chapman, a couple steps to his left, fires it across. Garcia runs well for a big man, but Chapman throws him out.
It's got to be good to have that kind of a canyon, huh? Easy living if you're Matt Chapman. Get yourself a couple candy hops, pat it up, shoot it on over to Ole. And look at the pre-pitch routine, folks. Down in a nice athletic squat, ready to bounce laterally. Good stretch from Matt Olson.
So 1 out. Here's G-Man Choi. Choi takes a little bit outside. Choi, the first baseman. 269, 8 homers, 27 RBIs for Choi. Here's your shift. That's a full one.
That is. Well, you saw the numbers for Choi on the season, right at the 270 mark or so, but over the last 7 days, been an uphill battle. Hitting 118.
Yeah, it is a little bit of a struggle for the Rays right now.
Well, I think they've got a couple guys. We've seen Austin Meadows, who's been off to a great start and had a great year thus far, but that batting average has started to dip.
Nice play by Chapman playing the shortstop spot, and he throws out Choi. The ball took a tricky little hop. Chapman kind of played it off to the side, and if he doesn't play it off to the side, it's a very, very difficult play to make.
Well, that's right. You hear it a lot. You want to square this ball up. You want to get in front if you can, let your body serve as that backstop. But anytime there's side spin or a funky hop on the baseball, these guys are so athletic, and their hand-eye coordination is superior to any of us. They're able to put themselves in a position to field those balls.
So 2 outs, and here's Kiermaier, who rips one to right, and that's going to drop in front of Piscotty for a base hit.
It's a nice, easy pass there from Kiermaier. Good-looking swing from the left side. Jumps all over a heater early.
Expo brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. So first hit in the game for the Rays. Comes with 2 outs, and here's Willie Adames, young shortstop. Right there for a strike, 96 miles an hour. It is African American Heritage Night at the ballpark. A couple of A's greats are going to join us in the booth. Vida Blue is going to be here in the 3rd inning. John Blue Moon Onum is going to stop by in the 5th.
Nice.
Not a bad 1-2 punch, although you had to squeeze Catfish in there somewhere.
I always think about Vida and the Rookie of the Year, all the accolades.
He was must-see TV, man.
Oh, big time.
One and one the count to Adames. Quick throw to first. The Rays are 43 and 31. Come into today 3.5 games back of the Yankees in the AL East. Yankees are starting to strut around a little bit, playing great baseball.
Well, and they're getting healthy. They're getting guys back.
There's the East, and A's fans, pay attention there, because the top 2 wild card teams are the Rays and the Red Sox.
That's right.
And there they are in the East. They're chasing the Yankees. So if you're into that, then those are 2 teams you should definitely watch.
Well,
the Rays and the Red Sox.
If you're thinking about postseason baseball, and
Aren't
we
we
kind of
all?
mentioned this.
I am.
There's no reason not to. There's no reason, if you're a fan, not to have an eye on the future, the what ifs, the hypotheticals.
2-2 to Adames. Up the middle, and Simeon dives, just missed it, and it's into center field for a base hit. 2-out rally for the Rays.
Just out of the reach of an outstretched Marcus Simeon. You see just a fastball, good fastball located away. Willie Adames having a good year. Squares it up, sends it right back up through the box. And a wise choice by Kiermaier not to test Ramon Laureano. Just missed.
So here's Joey Wendell, the former Athletic. Joey Wendell has been banged up this year.
Yeah, he's had some hammy issues.
Yeah, it's been a no fun year so far for Joey Wendell.
Wrist, right?
Well, yeah, he fractured his wrist very early in the season. Played in just 6 games and then came back, played in 4 games, and had a hamstring injury.
Yeah.
And he just got back from that. So 39 at bats for Wendell.
Well, this is a guy who, if I remember, was top 5 Rookie of the Year voting.
He was really good last year.
Hit 300, which I believe was the high water mark for rookies. Just in the AL.
Joey Wendell, 300, 7 homers, 61 RBIs, and 33 doubles last year.
Yeah.
So he's an important part of what the Rays are trying to do. Drives this one, left center field. Grossman hustling back, and Grossman, warning track, makes the catch. So the Rays strand a pair, bottom of the 2nd coming up. Athletics with all the speed, coverage, and control you need with Xfinity X5. This is beyond Wi-Fi. This is X5. Nice night at the ballpark. No score between the A's and the Rays. The first of a 4-game series. Bottom of the 2nd. Robbie Grossman. Stephen Piscotty and Jurickson Profar against Charlie Morton. A's had a little rally going in the 1st inning, but could not get a hit when they needed it. So both teams have threatened in this game. No runs just yet.
Well, you hope that's not the only opportunity for the Oakland A's. As we mentioned, Charlie Morton, a guy who can settle down in a hurry and make it difficult. Got a good breaking ball going.
Grossman pops a foul back. It's really 2 pitches from Morton. Right?
That's it. It's going to be the fastball, curveball.
Doesn't mix a whole lot of anything else in there.
You'll see him try to chase the lefties in with the cutter every now and then. Cutter slider. But it's about him using that fastball at the top of the zone, as we see so many power arms do these days, and that's just because of the information that guys are consuming.
That one hit toward left field, but Tommy Pham fights it a little bit. He makes the catch, and that's out number 1. And let's check in with Kara Subor.
Fellas, African-American Heritage Night tonight, and fans have been celebrating all evening long, starting around 6 o'clock on Championship Plaza. You're looking at some ladies stepping right now. They are part of a stroll-off. They're Alpha Kappa Alpha. It's a sorority for graduate women, and they won. They took home $2,500 as the grand prize for their scholarship fund for other African-American boys and girls who want to go to college. So a very cool thing to see before the game. Also, there was a pregame ceremony where they have included Dave Henderson into the franchise 6. That's 6 notable African-American players who had amazing stats on the field, and of course great men off the field as well. So cool to see Dave Henderson inducted into that crowd. And these Oakland Larks hats, pretty cool, guys. I know you want to get your hands on them. And a nice hit almost by Piscotti, but check out these cool hats. There they are. Hope we get some after the game, fellas.
I already got mine, Car.
Me too.
Oh yeah.
Jealous.
Yep.
I want one.
Yep. Already got ours. We're pretty excited. So the late Dave Henderson joins the group of Ricky Henderson, Dave Stewart, Vida Blue, Reggie Jackson, and John Blue Moon Odom.
Good to see.
Those are the first African-American franchise 5 that was named back in 2016. Vida Blue is in the booth. He'll pull up a chair, put a headset on. Next half inning. Just looking forward to talking to Vida. See, the thing with Vida though is he could tell Charlie Finley stories for like 12 innings.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I don't know that we have 12 innings. 1-1 to Profar.
Well, you're talking about a window into some of the greatest moments in organizational history. And not only just a window, but a huge part of the culture of those clubs.
Up and away. 2-1 to Profar, who's hitting .216. 72, 73, 74. Of course, Vida part of all 3 of those.
Rewarded handsomely.
Took a little off there, right on the corner.
Well, back to shaping that breaker. Tell it's the go-to for Charlie Morton. Looking for a punch out, looking to get back in the count.
And he got him. So, good inning for Charlie Morton. 3 up, 3 down. Vida Blue will join us when we come back. No score, top of the 3rd, A's and Rays, and we're honored, as always, to be joined in the booth by the great Vida Blue. Vida, how are you?
I'm great, man. I'm great, Glenn. How about
good to see you.
You guys are great. I enjoy
Yes,
this,
sir.
guys.
He's a crazy left-hander.
Yeah. But we see things different. How about that? And I see it the
Really?
way he sees
Thank
it.
you, sir. Thank you. That is an honor to hear. I appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Oh, it's great to have Vida here on African American Heritage Night. And that one is going to bang off the wall, and going to be digging for Tua Zanino, and he just gets in. So that's how the inning starts. So Vida, it's got to be nice, right? The Vida Blue Diamond Award. I believe it's the second year of this award.
Yes, it is.
Tell us a little bit about how it got started.
Well, last year we gave it to Deidre Page, obviously from the A's, and it was her idea. This is Mr. Butler, who's been working with Little Leagues in Oakland for over 50 plus years, I think it is, and I've known his son for a while. He has a field right down here off of 6th Avenue, and I thought it would be fitting to give him the award this year, and he's a great man.
Louis Butler.
Yes.
So the award is recognized as a deserving community member for their service to the African American community. And that was Louis Butler. It says he's the president of the Oakland Cal Ripken Babe Ruth Little League.
That's quite a
50
job.
years.
That's quite a job.
Good for him.
Yes.
Well, Vida, let me ask you. Obviously, very important in terms of role models and things of that nature. As a young man growing up in your community, looking for a light to motivate you, what spurred this award? You talk about Deidre Page, lovely lady. God, I love me some Deidre. Kind of coming up with that idea, but for you, why is it so important that this acknowledgement occurs?
Well, because it has my name on it, for one. Man.
I'm with you.
And, you know, it's hard choosing somebody that's all the nominees are worthy of the award, but you can only pick one. So, you know, you get a backlog of folks. So we'll in my opinion, we'll choose the right person again next year. Sure. Somebody obviously that makes a contribution to their community. Sure. And Mr. Butler was fitting to get the award this year. But yeah, it has my name on it. I want it to be the right thing too. Dallas,
well, yeah, and you know what? There's going to be plenty of candidates every year.
Yeah, absolutely, yes, and that's a good thing. We don't live in a perfect world, but when you can make a difference in your community, that's a good thing, man.
You know, I wanted to ask you, Vida, when you were playing 60s and in the 70s into the 80s, probably not always easy for an African American to be playing in the big leagues. Did playing in Oakland, which is a very diverse city, it always has been, the Bay Area, did that help you? Did it make things, for lack of a better word, did it make things easier for you?
It did. I had some mentors. I had Tommy Davis from the Dodgers, and I don't know if you folks remember he's not the lady still alive. Jim Mudcat Grant. Yeah, they were my tutors when I was coming up, and they taught me how to be a big leaguer on and off the field. And hey, that looks familiar there.
Yes, sir. Take a look at that.
Take that, Dennis Mickey. But yeah, man, I grew up in a small town in northwest Louisiana, and I had a lot of folks help me along the way. So it's kind of fitting that you want to give back to the community. I grew up here in Oakland, like you said, Glenn. I grew up in this old stadium here that has outlived itself, but some new things on the horizon for the A's. But my heart will always be at the Oakland Alameda County Coliseum.
Well, you lit this place up quite a bit.
Sir.
Yeah.
I
was fortunate to have a great supporting cast, guys. I was just, as Bill Belichick said, just doing my job.
And doing it very well.
Thank you very much.
At what point in time did you realize that giving back to the community was something that you not only wanted to start doing, but you knew was something you wanted to do for a long time? Because that's something that I think about.
You know, I had a friend of mine named Sam Spear, Alameda Sam. He took me to a veterans home, the one out in Pleasanton, Livermore, and I got to go out there and meet some of the veterans and, you know, thank them for their service. And that kind of lit the flame, and I've been doing it ever since. It's nice to make a difference when you can tell somebody that they're doing a good job. Or somebody sees you and you inspire them to do a good job. So I've just been lucky to be in the right place at the right time, and I'm always trying to be a role model and always trying to do the right thing.
There's the resume, and it is good. A's, Giants, Royals, 1971. That was the year. 24-8. MVP and Cy Young.
Seems like yesterday.
So you probably felt pretty good about the Cy Young. Were you surprised by the MVP?
Yeah, you know, to tell you the truth, Glenn, I have a teammate, and I've never stated this publicly. I thought Sal Bando was going to win the MVP.
Really?
Yes, I did. I think he might have finished in the top 10. He might have finished second to me. But I thought he was going to win it, and it was a surprise to win MVP.
And was it just because of the position, because you were a pitcher?
Yeah, because you don't play every day, you should only be allowed to win the Cy Young Award because the guys that play every day, obviously they don't pitch. But if a pitcher is that dominant throughout the year and his season, why not? I think it's only fair. And of course, the everyday player can't win the Cy Young. Well, he doesn't pitch. That's some of that left-handed logic.
I love it. It makes total sense to me.
Thanks,
it makes total sense to me.
It's starting to come to me a little bit. I don't know if it'll ever continue.
If that'll ring a bell for you.
We said when you were sitting behind us last half inning, we'd like to have you on for like 9 innings because you could tell Charlie Finley stories for 9 innings. But
this is a family show.
Yeah, that's true. You and him didn't always see eye to eye, but hey.
Look, I've described Mr. Finley as being 4 people. Ted Turner, Al Davis, George Steinbrenner, and Donald Trump.
Whoa,
that's a collection
that
of
covers it all. That covers it all.
Oh, Charlie Finley.
Dallas, maybe you can explain to me exit velocity. When I hang a fastball, that's telling me how fast it left the bat.
That's it. That's basically so for me, every time I would hang a fastball and they were hitting it 108 miles an hour, that's basically what that's telling you is, Dallas, your fastball is coming in at 86, but it's leaving at 106, my friend. And that's never a good sign. Yes, for you, though, Mr. Blue, the exit velocity was how quickly they were exiting the batter's box after getting undressed by you.
I've been known to hit some bats. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
Always a pleasure. Tell your brother I said hello and happy belated birthday.
Thanks, Vida. Vida Blue, the great one. He can do it all, man. The A's and the Rays. Yes, Fegley will lead it off. Simeon to follow, and then Chapman against Charlie Morton. Charlie Morton with 3 strikeouts in the first 2 innings. Frankie Montas with 4 strikeouts in his first 3 innings. So both guys sharp. Figured they would be.
Living up to the bill.
Absolutely.
You know, and I'm probably biased, but just a huge fan of a quality pitching matchup. A well-pitched ball game, I feel, is a great way to display the game of baseball.
Yeah, a slugfest. Slugfest does not do a lot for me.
I mean, they're fun.
Yeah.
Even as a pitcher, I like to see the long ball every now and then, but I really appreciate a well-defended baseball game. A couple hard hits, some key hits.
Yep. Right there in the corner. So 2-2 to Fegley. 267 for Fegley, 9 home runs, 41 RBIs. Throw in 13 doubles for Fegley. He smokes one to third, and Joey Wendell grabs it at the shoe tops and on the backhand.
Not an easy play. See Joey Wendell at the ready. But because this ball is hooking with topspin, for Joey Wendell, he has to drop his eye level. He has to start working down towards the surface level a little sooner than when that ball arrives. And that's just to give him the ability to track that baseball into the glove. If he stays more upright, it becomes more of a extended backhand effort, if you will. So a great job for him to get on the same level as that ball. That ball was torched, too.
2-0 to Marcus Simeon, who grounded out in the first inning. Swing and a miss, 2-1. During the 16-game hitting streak, Marcus has averaged .388, 12 RBIs and 15 runs scored. OPS well over 1,000. And we were told that Christian Yelich did get a hit tonight.
Sure did.
Need another homer?
Sure did.
Got 100 yet?
Yeah, it was like 600 feet or something. He's hitting them far enough now where they count for more than 1, 2.
That must be it.
That's the only thing I can make of it.
So we bring up Yelich because Yelich and Simeon coming into this game both with 16 game hitting streaks, and that's the high number in the major leagues right now among active hit streaks. So Marcus will try to pick one up. Not this time though, as he grounds out for the second out.
All right, StatCast did the numbers. We're going to give them to you. Here's the hose across the diamond from the Platinum player, Matt Chapman. 88 miles an hour on a line from a standstill, folks. Major League average, around 82. So think about my fastball with momentum. Matt Chapman, he'll do you about 6 mile an hour better from a standstill.
StatCast AI powered by AWS. You know what though? You didn't have your good changeup.
Yeah, well, the fastball was confident too, Kuiper.
Brandon Lau waits, and he's got it. So Charlie Morton has retired 8 in a row. No scores. We head to the 4th.
A's baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Mr. Pickle's Catering. We make great sandwiches, so your next lunch meeting can be great.
So no score. It is the top of the 4th inning. The A's and the Rays, a pitcher's duel as we thought it could be, with 2 very good pitchers, Montas and Charlie Morton.
And I think they both represent kind of what's great about this game, the way that things have evolved. Guys getting opportunities to develop.
Marcus Simeon on the back end, his throw just in time. So 1 out.
Well, all right, folks, start your weekend off right tomorrow. That's right. Kick your feet up, grab a cold one, and enjoy the night with your 4-legged best friend. Bark in the Park Night, presented by Avoderm Natural and Nylabone, will take place during the A's 7:07 game against the Tampa Bay Rays tomorrow night. Human and dog tickets will be sold separately. So for more information, visit athletics.com/promotions.
I think the important thing there, the human ticket and the dog ticket separate.
Separate.
Yeah, so you can't combine.
Right. Seating will be combined.
Yes.
Tickets
sold not
separate.
combined. G-Man Choi, 2 for his last 21. Grounded out in the 2nd inning. Strike, outside corner. On deck is Kiermaier. Rays had 2 on and 2 out in the 2nd. And then in the 3rd, they got a leadoff double by Zunino and could not get him home. So they had a couple of opportunities against Montas, but have not got the big hit.
Well, I think that's part of the evolution I just mentioned. We've seen Charlie Morton develop over the past few years, not only with velocity, but the breaking ball. Frankie Montas, the split finger he's introduced to the league this year. But being able to wiggle out of those jams, prevent that snowball effect.
Grossman on the move, headed for the corner, and he's got it. So that is out number 2. Here's our T-Mobile connections to the game. Check out our news and notes. What is going on in Major League Baseball? Last night, CC Sabathia picked up his 250th career win, most among active players. Trevor Story, very fine shortstop for the Rockies, injured sprained thumb last night while sliding, so he's going to be out for a while. And the Mets fired their pitching coach and named interim pitching coach 82-year-old Phil Regan. Things not going great for the Mets this year.
No, not only their pitching coach, but I believe the bullpen coach.
Yes, and I mean, listen, there's teams with worse records than the Mets. They're 35 and 39. It just seems like there's always controversy swirling around the Mets this year. Well, maybe it's just me. I don't know.
No, I think you're right, Kuip, and I think, I think Mets fans would agree. There's been a lot to be excited about with this pitching staff for a while now. But I think it's been a lot of
yeah,
from the Mets fan base. You've waited for Steve Matz to kind of take off. You were waiting around on Zach Wheeler for a while.
DeGrom has struggled some. He's been injured a little bit.
Syndergaard now on the DL with the hammy.
So to Kiermaier.
I think if you're a Mets fan, you've been kind of stuffed in a corner and just told, hold on, just a minute, hold on, and well, they're kind of tired of holding.
Yeah, well, you have Atlanta and Philadelphia in your division too. You can't hold on all that long.
No.
Profire's got it, and Frankie Montas. That's 6-0, retired by the A's right-hander. No score, bottom of the fourth coming up. Bottom of the fourth inning, Rays nothing, A's nothing. Just 4 total hits in the game. One by the Athletics. They'll send Olson, Davis, and Laureano to the plate. That one hit belongs to Matt Olson. Base hit in the first.
Seed. Curveball up.
We enjoyed our chat with the great Vida Blue in the third inning. John Blue Moon Odom will join us in the fifth inning. Blue Moon just stepped into the booth. Always fun to see John Blue Moon Odom. We see him a lot down in Anaheim. He lives down in Southern California.
True story. These are always just kind of pinch me moments for me, though, Kuip. We're afforded a wonderful opportunity. See Matt Olson going to shake this off.
Maybe taking a little longer than he would like to do that.
Yeah, well, this don't feel good. Right off the back knee. I think we've seen a lot of that this year. Guys try to let that ball travel. That's Charlie Morton working that slider in against the lefties like we talked about. And for Morton, that's a good pitch because that's about all that Matt Olson's going to be able to do with that offering. Pull it foul it off himself.
So maybe the feeling has come back, maybe. Three and one now to Olson, leading things off here in the fourth.
But just to kind of wrap it up, they always kind of pinch me moments anytime we have guests like that.
And the 3-1 bunt attempt, and Olson fouls it. Pushed it just a little bit.
Well, he's done it 3 times this year with success.
See, I mean, I like the way he sets up early, and he just jabbed at that one a little bit.
Yeah.
That's Joey Wendell hustling over. He was playing the shortstop spot, so he had a long ways to run, but he gets there to make the catch.
Well, Saturday, fans in attendance will receive a Matt Olson Gold Glove bobblehead, courtesy of Chevron. Join us for the 107 start against the Rays. For more information, visit athletics.com/promotions. That's athletics.com/tickets.
So 1 out, and Chris Davis steps in. He bends back out of the way of a fastball inside. Reaches for this one, and it's going to just get into the seats. Handful of rows behind the Rays dugout.
A curveball again. We saw him hang one to Olsen for the knock earlier in the game. Chris Davis represents that same individual. If you don't get that breaking ball down, you leave it up, it's going to get hammered.
Three and one now to Chris Davis, so he's got himself in the good count. But Charlie Morton's not afraid to throw.
Well, he's not afraid to spin it.
Uncle Charlie.
Not at all. And here 3-1. You got a guy like the Crusher up there who could do damage. You leave something fat.
Well, threw him a fastball, and it was a little bit high. A one-out base runner. Breaks a stretch of 9 consecutive hitters retired by Charlie Morton. See if the A's can string a few things together here with Laureano.
Well, he's struggling with that breaking ball a little bit.
Hot hitter Ramon Laureano. And that one's inside. Laureano struck out to end the first inning.
Well, Laureano is somebody who is consistently looking for the ball out over the plate, but just by the way he took that fastball there up and in, I feel like he's definitely looking for something out.
Smokes that one foul. And then if it's maybe an off-speed pitch or something, spin on it a little bit.
Well, that's it. And that's exactly what that was. 84-mile-an-hour changeup. He covered it well.
Down and away, excuse me. So 2-1 the count. Grossman will be next.
You see Zunino kind of wiggle that index finger. That's that sinker slash two-seamer.
Well, 94 miles an hour.
But you know what, Kuip? Earlier in the game, 2-1, he was going to that breaking ball to get himself back in the count. Has had trouble locating it here recently. Has gone to the fastball in what would be a traditional fastball count. So there might be a lack of confidence.
And he went to it there, and that one was quite a ways off the plate, but Laureano just could not hold up.
Well, again, not a very competitive pitch in terms of being around the strike zone. But Laureano obviously saw something he liked, but that breaking ball just continues to dive down and away, and the laser just ran out of bat.
So 2 outs. Here's Grossman. First pitch snaps in there for a strike. Grossman a fly ball to left field in the second.
Well, it's a good job there by Morton to get back to that breaking ball for a strike. Get a feel for that thing.
Hit hard toward first. Joy has it, steps on the bag, and that will do it. Runner left for the A's, scoreless. After 4, John Blue Moon Odom will join us. Top of the 5th, no score, the A's and the Rays. And as we celebrate African American Heritage Night here at the Coliseum, we're joined by another A's great, John Blue Moon Odom. Mooney, how are you?
I'm doing great.
Thanks for stopping by. It's nice to see you up here instead of in Anaheim all the time.
Well, it's tougher up here than Anaheim. I'm sitting behind a dugout.
Yeah, you got good seats in Anaheim.
Oh, yeah.
Always have good seats.
Oh, yeah.
So, Mooney, tell us, a couple years ago, the Athletics had the African American franchise 5. They picked the 5 best African American players in Oakland A's history. You were one of them. You think about the history and how many great players there are, and you were one of the first 5. What kind of honor was that for you?
That was a great honor. It was a big shock. I really wasn't expecting that, and when I heard about it, I still couldn't believe it. But it's great, and it's great to have the 6th one now.
Yep, Dave Henderson, certainly a well-deserved. Unfortunately, Dave's not with us anymore, but it is nice to see that group grow from 5 to 6, and hopefully it'll continue to grow.
Hopefully it will.
So that is part of Dave's family. Again, unfortunately, Dave passed away a couple years ago, but
Yeah.
well deserved for Nico Hindu.
Well deserved.
Great on the field and off.
That's right. He was my
Special
good buddy.
bond with the players.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah.
When I've had the opportunity, been very fortunate to work with Miss Nancy Henderson as well, in the Dave Henderson Baseball Foundation, working with some camps and working. They do the fantasy baseball camp as well, keeping his memory alive. I'm very honored. I'd like to ask you, Mr. Moon, the same question that I asked Mr. Vita Blue,
Okay.
because you've been so integral in this community, in this organization. Who was an individual, or maybe there was more than one, that inspired you during your playing days to serve the community in the fashion that you have? Because you're more than just a ball player here. You're a member of this community, and you've meant so much. But who lit that fire under you to become a pillar within the community?
Well, you know, it's going to be odd, but Charlie O.
Okay.
Finley.
Okay.
Yeah, he is. That's the one that encouraged me to do a lot of things for the community.
Wow. Wow. That's
Yeah.
pretty. That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Giving you the
Yeah.
opportunity just to kind of get out there and ingratiate yourself. And
Oh, yeah. So we usually go out and go to these different places and talk to people here and there in the community. And he was the one that helped me and got me started that way.
nice, nice. Yeah, I'm always interested to see where that initiation kind of comes from. You know,
But it was a little shock when I said Charlie.
a little bit, yes, sir.
You know what, we did
But he
not
did.
get that answer from Vita.
Did
Well,
not.
well, I think Vita and Charlie didn't get along that well. But
That's what we've heard. We've heard that.
But Finley and I, we was really close.
Were you really?
Yes, we were.
Interesting. What a group, huh? That was quite a group.
Oh yeah.
I don't
Oh,
know
yeah.
that. I don't know that baseball will see a group like the A's of the early '70s from a winning standpoint, charisma standpoint, getting in trouble standpoint. I don't know that would happen again. I just don't see it.
It'd take a special bunch of guys to do that. You know, you got to grow up together like a family and be able to do that.
There he is. You weren't worried about wearing number 13, huh?
Oh no, I wore it through grade school, high school, and the pros. When I signed with Kansas City, they didn't have the number 13, and I told them I wanted it because everybody was afraid of it. But I felt like number 13 was a lucky number for me.
It was working for you.
It was working.
It was.
Yeah.
John Blue Moon Odom, it's always great to talk with you. I know you're going to head over to radio, but it's great seeing you. We'll see you down in Anaheim, all right?
Thank you. You will.
Blue Moon. Indeed, always great to talk to some of the A's greats. Remember the African-American franchise 5.
Play of the day brought to you by your California Ford dealers. Grossy getting nasty out there, huh? Look at him create the angle off to the side. It's a great job. That's a great athletic movement by Robbie Grossman.
So bottom of the 5th, no score. A's with 1 hit. That was a single by Olsen in the first. They've received a couple of walks from Morton. Morton now at 71 pitches as he faces Piscotti, Profar, and Fegley.
You know, on that Grossman catch, a lot of times you'll see guys maybe even chop their steps, take a little turn around the ball, just kind of lay up, keep it in front. But for Robbie Grossman, an instinctual player. He's looking for the glory.
On the ground, scooped up by Joey Wendell. Throws across.
And again, for him to angle himself off to the side here, this is intentional. And really for a couple reasons. One, it'll kind of help you avoid injury. You're not rolling over on yourself or tucking a limb underneath your core. He's able to kind of go into that soft roll. And it's interesting when you think about the thought process that goes into making a catch like that. A lot more on the brain of the athlete other than just making the catch.
I just watched that last ground ball to Joey Wendell. It looked like a routine play, right? Tell me if I'm wrong here, but what he did, it looked to me like it was going to be an in-between hop, and then he reached for it.
Well, and
he reached for it?
Yes.
And that turns an in-between hop, which is a very difficult play, into a short hop,
correct,
which is not a difficult play.
And you also see him keep that palm sort of facing up. You see right there that movement when he goes towards the ball with that glove. What that does is that keeps the web of his glove pointed down and that gives him a bigger surface area to be able to collect the baseball in. If he were to swipe at that ball, a first baseman looking to make a dig over at first base, there's a good chance that ball squeaks right underneath his glove.
Give the ball as much glove to go into as you can. That one's hit well. Right field, and that baby's gone. A's lead 1-0. First on Profar's one-out home run, his 10th of the year. It was just the 7th home run that Charlie Morton has allowed. That's not a lot. This one grounded slowly toward short. Down his throat was in time.
Knock, knock. Who's there? It's the bottom of the lineup, and they're ready to do damage again. Jurickson and Profar just got a change-up middle Kuiper, and he absolutely hammered this ball. This was a linea out to right center. You can see the little bat flip at the end. Just put a little exclamation point on it.
Long ball starting to come for the A's again.
Well, that's just not a good thing if you're the opposing team. The Oakland A's start swinging the bat and driving balls out of the ballpark here at home as well. Lineup starts to get long.
The A's hit 7 home runs in the last 2 games. That series against the Orioles. They also had 10 doubles in the last 2 games. Of course, they scored 24 runs, so that certainly helps.
Sure does. A couple 3-run tanks.
Yeah, a couple
2-run jobs, same game.
24 runs and 26 hits in the final 2 games of the series against the Orioles. Doing 2 now to Marcus Semien. So a run for Frankie Montas. That's a good look.
Tuck it in behind the hills.
About ready to shut it down. More action for Adames, the shortstop, and he throws in time. And that will do it, but the A's going to run. Jurickson and Profar, a solo shot to right field. As we head to the 6th inning, the A's now lead it 1-0.
A's Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Roman, a digital health clinic for men. Let's take care of it.
Top of the 6th inning, the A's leading 1-0. Frankie Montas will face the top of the order for the Rays. Meadows, Pham, and Lau. No walks and 5 strikeouts for Montas.
Well, and that's it. No walks, no free passes, filling up the zone.
Chapman moving over. And he's got it. Meadows is 0 for 3.
And weak contact like that against a great hitter, a hitter that's having a good go right now, only continues to build confidence for a Frankie Montas.
So 10 in a row retired by Montas since that leadoff double by Zunino in the 3rd inning. Montas looking for his 10th win of the year. Giolito's got 10 wins for the White Sox. Odorizzi's got 10 wins for the Twins. So Montas could join those two as the 10-game winners in the American League. He can get a W in this one.
Well, that's a list of individuals who are continuing their effort to punch a ticket to Cleveland. Lucas Giolito has been spectacular for the Chicago White Sox.
Verlander also has 9 wins. Left field, and it's hit well. That's probably going to be trouble. And this game is tied at 1. That's Tommy Pham with his 11th home run. So that one jumped out of here.
And it made its way back onto the field. Typical fashion, just a split up, and Tommy Pham does not miss, folks. Swinging the bat well this year himself. Just a changeup. Again, that split action.
Didn't really tumble as much as you'd like.
Right. Just kind of that, more that lateral movement. Maybe just a little quick on the front side. Didn't quite get all the way out in front with the release. And on the split, that's typically what happens. Start to get that east to west movement.
Right off Fegley's mask. All right, here's our Rocket Mortgage game changer. Brandon Lau this season. He is a rookie. And he is in first place among American League rookies in games, hits, doubles, homers, RBI, slugging, and runs. Brandon Lau. That would make him a Rookie of the Year candidate.
Absolutely. And when you think about the young core for a Tampa Bay Rays team, this man right here planting himself firmly in the middle.
Well, he played in just 43 games last year. Showed some promise. But the Rays liked him so much, they gave him a 6-year, $24 million contract with 2 club options. He took it after 43 games in the big leagues.
Sure.
And at least this year, it's showing that it was a smart move. Now,
well,
he's got a long ways to go, but he looks like a pretty good player. He does do that a lot, though. Strikes out.
And that'll happen. Dealing with a 90-mile-an-hour slide piece. Down and in. Great execution from Frankie here. Good depth on this pitch, and what I mean by that is, sure, it's a little off on the inside part of the plate. But because it had depth in the zone, it wasn't necessarily working down a whole lot. Very well could have been a borderline strike call. Should Lau have taken it, but great pitch by Montas.
Here's Garcia. Garcia, a little pop-up. Profar hustling in, and he grabs it, and that will do it. Tommy Pham with a home run, solo shot. Bottom of the 6th coming up. We're tied at 1. It's a 1-1 game, bottom of the 6th inning. So Charlie Morton has new life. Tommy Pham's home run has tied it.
Charlie
so back at it.
It's in 84 pitches. He'll try to be economical.
Chapman, Olsen, and Davis. 2, 3, 4. No surprise that Charlie Morton done a good job with shutdown inning. 20 out of 24. Off the end of the bat. Pham broke back. Now he's got to come in, and he dropped it. Chapman will stop at first. Pham got a bad break on that ball, and when he went into a slide, he had a pretty good glove on it, and he could not hold it.
Well, that's it. He broke back initially. Anytime an outfielder breaks back, he knows he's got to make up ground. The potential for that baseball to start to bounce because you're trying to bust it in to make a play, and you're right, Kuip. Just kind of off the leather for Pham, but you can see he's busting that head, moving just ever so slightly.
Well, it is a hit, and here's Olsen, and that pitch is a strike. So that's the third hit for the A's. And another strike, and it's 0-2.
That's back-to-back breakers.
Well, he starts that outside and sneaks back in, grabs the outside corner. That's a tough pitch for a left-handed hitter to swing at.
Trying to bring that fastball back in over the inside part of the plate.
Olsen swings and misses on a fastball, 94 miles an hour.
The new green and gold party package is your go-to option to hang out in the new Golden Road Landing in left field. Get 3 drink vouchers for beer, wine, or soda, and a hot dog. Now with a special new promotional price starting at $44. Head over to athletics.com/party to book your day in the new Golden Road Landing. Some restrictions do apply, so get on it.
Well, there's a couple of seats out there in that front row at the Golden Road Landing.
I feel like that may be all we need.
There's a bar out there. There's some empty food racks out there.
Just fill them up beforehand.
The big heads are out there.
Place to be.
Something to think about. Although if you were like the left fielder Tommy Pham and you turned around and glanced over the wall and you saw the big heads, that would freak you out a little bit.
It's kind of nightmare fuel.
Now that's the angle we have, but Pham is just going to see like their heads.
Right,
he's just going to see their big heads.
A sinister grin on the mug of Raleigh. You got Ekin his man Chu looking at you. I mean,
see, that's creepy.
Yeah.
Big faces looking at you.
Boom. And then the Rick pops out with the shades. Give you a little
the Rick's got a little touch of MC Hammer in there.
A little bit. The wraparounds. I'm with you.
It's just, I mean, Ricky's so happy. He's always smiling.
When you're that good, everything's all good.
Bounce slowly towards short. Flip with the glove, and that is a very nice double play by Adames to Lau to Choi, and that's how the bottom of the 6th ends. 1-1 game as we head to the 7th. Coors Banquet Timeless Moment on this date in 2018 in San Diego. A's hit back-to-back homers in back-to-back innings. Second inning was Barreto and Fegley. Third inning, Cannon Olsen. First time since May 14th of 1997. That was against the Brew Crew. Here it was. It was a day game in San Diego. A's won both of those games in that series. And that was really the start of when the team got hot. And it was pretty much right where we're at right now, obviously.
Well, things continued to go the way of that Padres game. Really, ball was flying from there on out for the Oakland A's.
They got hot, and really, they never stopped on their way to 97 wins. So San Diego, you don't think much of it at the time. Little 2-game interleague series, no big deal, right? And it turned out to be a series that really kind of launched the A's, and then they went to Chicago and won 3 out of 4 from the White Sox. And it was all good.
Now batting.
So the A's are playing their 76th game tonight, and check that out. After 75 games last year, 75 games this year, sitting right there. Very interesting.
Well, and it's happened in different ways. You think about the bullpen performance last year, frankly, all season long.
Yeah.
And then you think about maybe some of the struggles that the bullpen has encountered up to this point. So I think it speaks to different areas of the club performing in different ways. And that's what we always talk about in the game of baseball. If you're really ever able to click on all cylinders, that's where you see those ridiculous streaks start to get rattled off, those win streaks, because it just doesn't happen.
Well, win streaks happen, but the ones that last a month, or in the A's case, 3 months.
Yeah.
You just do not see that hardly ever. And that's a 1-2 fastball. Kiermaier strikes out. 7 strikeouts for Montas. He's at 80 pitches now.
Well, he came up empty on a hellacious two-seamer down and away the pitch before. Here you go. Here's the sequence. Couple of heaters down, away. Here goes 94 up top. And I'm telling you, after that movement just exploding down and away from Kiermaier, he had no shot at 94 on a line.
Thomas hits it hard, but right to Chapman. That's a 7-pitch inning for Frankie Montas. 7th inning stretch time coming up. It's a 1-1 game, A's and Rays.
A's baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Jeep Wrangler, the 2019 Motor Trend SUV of the year. By Provident Credit Union Super Reward Checking. We pay you. And by Wendy's new Made to Crave menu. Available at participating restaurants now.
First pitch, bottom of the 7th, in for a strike to Ramon Laureano. A good old-fashioned pitcher's duel tonight.
That's right.
That's kind of fun.
It's always fun. We've seen great defense on both sides of the baseball.
It looks like they're going to go swing.
It's a swing. It's definitely a swing. Even though it ends up clipping Laureano, still a swing.
Yeah, if you swing at it and it hits you, it doesn't matter that it hit you.
Nope.
Man, 3 pitches. Laureano is gone. That's 6 strikeouts for Charlie Morton. Pagan and Pruitt, a couple of righties just now getting up.
Well, same old story, just a different spin. Another breaking ball. This one a little elevated for Charlie Morton, but that's what he's done so well, folks, especially against 3-4-5 hitters. 35% strikeout rate against the 3-4-5 hitters in the lineup. That's good for 3rd best in Major League Baseball. So not afraid of the meat and potatoes is Charlie Morton, not at all.
First pitch to Grossman, just a touch low. Yankees beat the Astros tonight 10-6 in New York. That's the first of a 4-game series. So Yankees stay hot. They have won 6 in a row. And the Astros are struggling. We don't say that very often. They've lost 5 in a row.
You got to take advantage.
Yep.
If you're the Oakland A's, frankly, if you're anybody within that division, you have to take advantage.
So the Rays know how well the Yankees are playing, and the A's and the Rangers keeping an eye on the Astros. Yankees hit 4 home runs in that game, and it looks like they will get Aaron Judge back tomorrow.
That's fun.
So Judge will come back. Yankee fans will love that. Also sounds like Dallas Keuchel's going to pitch tomorrow for the Braves.
That's
his
it.
First start since signing with the Braves. So that's a big deal for an Atlanta team. And the Braves are playing extremely well.
Well, they've got to be excited just based on the way I think Dallas Keuchel's kind of worked through his rehab.
Yeah, I guess he's looked great, they said.
Or not rehab, excuse me, just the way he's been preparing to get ready for this start.
Braves have a 4-game lead in the National League East over the Phillies. Braves are good, and they're going to be good for a while.
You just went and picked up a former Cy Young winner just before the All-Star break. I mean, that's a big deal.
Little foot job down the line, and it's fair. Bounces off the side wall, picked up quickly by Pham. His throw in and just a touch late, and Grossman has a 1-out double. I didn't think that ball had a chance to stay fair, but it did.
Well, he does a good job of staying inside this. You can see him pull the hands, kind of slice this. Just a little soft serve fillet job for Grossi. See, he didn't think it was going to be fair either, but hey, don't umpire, right? Busting out of the box, which he did. Ends up on second base, best case scenario.
So that's going to do it for Charlie Morton. 6 1/3 innings. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and small experts. 1-1 game, bottom of the 7th. Charlie Morton is out after a very good performance. 4 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 6 strikeouts. But he's not going to get a win. So it'll be up to Emilio Pagan. Pagan having a very nice season. 2-1, 1.33 ERA. The A's did get to him, though, when he pitched against them in St. Petersburg. Pitched a couple innings. The A's got 3 runs off him. And that was the difference in game 2 of that 3-game series.
Yeah, probably a little bit of familiarity there.
First pitch is a little bit inside. Piscotty 0 for 2.
Kind of know what you're going to get here with Pagan. Good fastball. Likes to try to slow the game down. Working at his pace.
That one not close. So now it's 2-0. Profar will be next. So a couple of opportunities for the A's to take the lead.
These are the ABs. These are the ABs that you have to capitalize on situations. For Stephen Piscotty, 288 with runners in scoring position on the season.
Pretty good 2-0 pitch there. Pagan. Little slider, cutter.
That's it, little slider. Not going to give in, 2-0. Good chance Piscotty, or frankly any hitter in this situation, 2-0, runner on second base, probably looking for something hard out over the middle. Throws a wrinkle in, that'll keep you honest.
He threw it again, and now it's 2-2.
Well, now if you're Pagan, you've got Piscotty out there, meaning you've got his eyesight lined up to the outside part of the plate. You've slowed him down physically with that slider. Go a couple different routes. Try to go back up top with that good fastball.
Go ahead run, Grossman. Wow, it's hit high in the air towards center field. Kiermaier waiting, and Piscotty got a fastball to hit, and he just missed it. So 2 outs here in the 7th. Well, tomorrow is A's Authentic Fan Friday. We're giving away collector's edition Matt Olson cheer cards to the first 10,000 fans. And don't forget to swing by our Authentic Fan section by the Treehouse for cool prizes and hang out at the pre and post game set. That's the place to be, the Treehouse. So Profar is intentionally walked, and the Rays want to face Fegley. So we'll see if Fegley can make him pay. Remember, Fegley is tied with Chris Davis for the team lead in RBIs. Wonder if that's ever happened before. An intentional walk to get to a team's RBI leader.
Well, I think for Pagan, someone who's had success against lefties as of late. He struggled against lefties last year. But you're right. You got a guy like this doing damage like he did yesterday. Coming up at the dish, you give the free pass to Profar. You're picking on Josh Fegley right at the top of some offensive categories in the AL at the catcher's position. Swinging a hot bat.
Bounce toward third. Wendell's going to hustle to the bag, and he gets there before Grossman, and the A's strand a pair. 8th inning coming up. We're tied at 1. Brought to you by Wendy's. You see the Rays series. Night game tomorrow night, then day games Saturday and Sunday, and then the A's road trip will be 2 in St. Louis and 4 in Anaheim. So we'll see the Angels for a big 4-game series. Angels lost tonight to the Blue Jays 7-5 in 10 innings. Billy McKinney hit a 2-run homer.
Sure did.
Walked it off for the Jays. So the Angels lose. That gets them back to the 500 mark. They're 38-38. Joey Wendell to lead it off against Frankie Montas. 81 pitches. First pitch is a strike. Rangers won today. They beat the Indians 4-2 to split that 4-game series. Mike Minor won 8 innings. He's got a 2.52 ERA. How about that?
Dealing, Kuiper. Yeah. Dealing.
Grounded to second. Profar's got it. 1-0. Joey Wendell's 0 for 3. There's your bullpen.
Double barrel.
Yeah.
Now batting, number 10.
Yeah, the Rangers have to be happy with their 1-2 punch. Lance Lynn has had a pretty decent year, and Minor's had a really good year.
Lance Lynn has done a wonderful job of, I guess, flying under the radar. I don't know that you necessarily expected that out of Lance Lynn, but
the Rangers back to 5 games over 500. They will host the White Sox this weekend. You know, the A's, the next time the A's see the Texas Rangers, and the Rangers have an interesting team because they really have played well, will be the end of July. What will the Rangers do?
Yeah, what position will they be in?
Where will they be? Where will the A's be?
Well, you'd like to think if things continue to trend in the direction for the Oakland A's that they have been recently, be able to close some gaps, close some space between you and the division leader, but keep yourself right in the hunt in that wild card. There's that first quick pitch from Montas
Yeah, we
tonight.
haven't seen it tonight till right there. One and 2 to Zunino, who has a double and a strikeout. See where Albert Pujols and the Angels are on their way to St. Louis. That's the first time that Pujols, as an opposing player, has been to St. Louis.
That's incredible to think about.
It's a big deal. And we'll hear all about it because we'll be there right after the Angels. Albert Pujols heading back to St. Louis, and I'm sure that will be a special weekend for him.
Well, and I would tell fans across the sport of baseball, maybe even some of the younger fans who might not have a full grasp and appreciation for just who Albert Pujols is.
Frankie Montas has 8 strikeouts, and he is rolling.
Well, he had that good slider working really all day long. He's been able to move it around. This thing's a little up in the zone here for Zunino, but when you're trying to factor in 96 and get ready to hit for that, anything with a little bend in it can really throw you off. And Frankie Montas, he's got that 96 in the back pocket.
So he had retired 10 in a row, and then Pham hit the home run. Since then, he's retired 7 in a row. So that's 17 out of 18. Facing the leadoff man, Austin Meadows. Meadows is 0 for 3. Fegley over, and Fegley cannot quite get it. Michael Zagaris right there. He had a pretty good shot to catch it.
There's a good chance we'll see Z out there with a helmet tomorrow.
Well, we'll definitely see Z out there.
And there's a look at how Frankie Montas has gone about dissecting this offense. Steady dose of the 2-seamer. Slider as well, split for the swing and miss action.
Meadows went around. 1-2, Jim Reynolds.
Well, there's that split.
Thank you, Jim Reynolds.
Thank you.
Quick pitch, got him. 8 strikeouts for Frankie Montas, and we are headed to the bottom of the 8th. Time for the A's to get a run. We're tied at 1. Here's our game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 1-4-0 for the Rays, 1-4-0 for the A's. So an old-fashioned pitching duo between Montas and Morton. Montas is still in there. Morton is not. So Emilio Pagan stays out there, and it's a swinging strike from Marcus Semien. Marcus is 0 for 3. He has grounded out 3 times.
Frankie Montas has put together a beautiful body of work this evening.
Sliced foul, and it's a quick 0-2. 97 miles an hour for Pagan. So Blake Trinan is up.
And that may put a bow on the evening for Frankie Montas. See him shaking hands. Just one pitch, one mistake.
Hard slider, 1-2. Yeah, and to follow, and then Olsen. Pagan came in the 7th inning with a runner at second and 1 out, got out of the jam. And he got him. So Pagan gets Semien swinging.
Talk about an evening for Mr. Montas. 9 punch-outs on the night, had the slider working from Jump Street. Was able to use the split against the lefties when necessary. But again, all of this, in my opinion, predicated on the fastball. Was he able to locate Yes. Was he able to expand? Yes. Mixed in a couple quick pitches at the end. Just a fine performance for the potential all-star.
93 pitches. Good pitch there by Pagan, so he's got a pretty good slider going tonight.
Yeah. When you come into the ball game in the situation that he did, you know you've got to start executing that breaking ball. We talk a lot about relievers having to come in spinning that pitch for strikes.
And a fastball at 97 miles an hour.
Well, the point is, if you don't come in throwing that breaking ball for strikes, that pitch right there, 97 low, inner third, could be something that they're not only looking for as far as pitch selection, the fastball, but location as well, looking to do damage. So you keep him off balance, showing him you can throw the whole mix over the plate for strikes.
Full shift on for Chapman. There is Olson to hit next. Down the right field line. Garcia, the right fielder, is going to make a nice running catch near the bullpen. Choi, the first baseman, bailed out, which was probably the right thing to do. So 2 outs, and here's Matt Olson. This is what Olson did in that outing. That Pagan gave up 3 runs against the A's last week, and that was a huge hit.
Big liftoff, Matt Olson. And I think the way he swung the bat tonight against Morton on the curveball early in the game, if Pagan tries to go to that slider and leaves that thing up.
Hey, we got 4 outfielders, Dallas.
Sure do. And 0-1 right now. It'll be interesting to see if Ole even thinks about squaring around and trying to put this thing on the ground.
Joey Wendell is the infielder that has gone out to the outfield. He's in left field. So left to right, and an outfielder in the left center field gap and an outfielder in the right center field gap. We have seen it occasionally. Two to Olson, who was 1 for 3 with a single. Do you like the 4 outfielders? I mean, what do you think?
In all honesty, I've always said this, and I've been vocal about it. Until a hitter can make an adjustment, your job is to try to defend an entire lineup, and your job is to defend their strengths. And that's exactly what the Tampa Bay Rays are doing. And at 1-2, the game is now in their favor. He will not be bunting.
And I always say they're not doing it for fun.
No.
They have the information that says this is the right thing to do.
And if you
in their mind.
And you think about the way that baseball games and teams are managed these days and assessed and built, it's all based on a mountain of information that tells them this is the decision to make right here, right now.
That one is smoke to right field, but it's way foul. Back of the second deck. They probably were not expecting a foul ball tonight.
No, you don't typically need to bring your glove if you're sitting in the second or third deck. And he knew it, just out in front. Loud noise. He'd like that cookie back.
got a piece of that one.
I think that's probably where they wanted that last pitch. 96 in on the black. I don't know if down is necessarily the spot I'd like to go against the big fella here. We've seen a lot of teams attack up under the hands of Matt Olson.
Another 2-2, good matchup here. Pagan to Olson. Matt Olson spoiled a pretty good pitch, kept the breaking ball away.
Well, don't hang it. Don't hang it. Feel like Matt Olson, good enough. He'll keep those hands back. Pagan, a good fastball. Feel like that might be the go-to here. Slider in.
And a good take by Olson. Thought about it.
Oh, saw front puppies, as they say. Saw it down out of the hand. 3-2, 2 out. Big pitch here for Pagan. Big AB for Matt Olson.
And it's in the dirt. He lost it. For Olson, a 2-out base runner. So they're going to put 4 outfielders for Chris Davis as well. So this time Brandon Lau, the second baseman, goes out to right field. Wendell comes back into his third base spot. So back-to-back 4 outfielder defensive alignment.
Well, and I believe, and they're going to have a conversation about this right now, I believe this all has to do with how they're going to attack Chris Davis. They're going to pitch Chris Davis away. You might see a heater or 2 in just for effect, but you're going to get slider, slider, slider from Emilio Pagan. If KD is able to get to it, they feel like they're going to cover their bases by putting 4 outfielders out there. That's where the damage is going to be done. Remember a few weeks ago, that same game. And there it is. Slider middle that just backs up, and KD deposits this one into Souvenir City. And they're going to have the entire right side of the infield open. Choi holding Matt Olson on. We saw Matt Carpenter of the St. Louis Cardinals do it the other day, laid down a bunt double.
That's right.
A very real possibility here for KD. I doubt we're going to see that bunt.
First pitch is bounced over Pagan's head into shallow center field. Olson rounds second. Olson's going to dig for third. So just a bouncing ball right over the head of Pagan. And to be honest with you, I think they needed an extra infielder.
Well, I think they just needed the regular amount of infielders. And you're probably looking at a 4-6-3, shake some hands. Or excuse me, you're probably looking at a easy ending out. That's not the case. Matt Olson chugging around first to third. You can see KD snipped it out of the box.
Well, we see the shift help teams a lot. But it hurt the Rays there, no question about it. So it's up to Ramon Laureano. A 2-out hit, and the A's will grab the lead here in the bottom of the 8th. Laureano has struck out 3 times, all 3 times swinging. And he swings and misses at that one. The right fielder Garcia is playing extremely shallow. Much more shallow than most right fielders. He's not doing it to throw anybody out at the plate. He's doing it to catch a line drive.
That's it.
as the runner Olsen is at third. Blocked nicely by Zunino. Zunino he's got good form blocking balls.
He's done a good job of smothering the baseball. Anytime you got a guy like Pagan out there who's going to rely heavily on the breaking balls down, you need somebody back there to instill that confidence in your staff. Go ahead and expand the zone. I'm going to body up and keep it in front here.
Swing and a miss on a high fastball, and it's 1-2. A's have stranded 5 through the first 7 innings. Couple out there right here. Right side of the diamond is wide open. Fouled it back. I think Profar was pointing to the right side of the infield.
We say, can you,
Marcus, can you see that? Can you believe that?
You got nobody over there. And I know
there's nobody there.
It's a heck of a lot easier thought than done, but you're just thinking, well, how easy is it to just shoot this ball to the right side? Not that easy, folks.
And a slider, and Laureano strikes out. The A's strand runners at the corners. 9th inning coming up from the Coliseum. We are tied at 1.
Well, time now for the Jeep Drive of the Game, brought to you by this man, Jerks and Profar. Bludgeons a changeup. Charlie Morton didn't necessarily agree with the pitch, but the Oakland A's, they agree with the result.
Yeah. So it's 1-1, top of the 9th. Blake trying in to face Pham, Lau, and Garcia. First pitch to the backstop. So Montas, 8 innings, 1 run. Charlie Morton, 1 run in 6 1/3, and they get nothing. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and Smog experts.
And it doesn't get any easier. You're the Tampa Bay Rays, you can see there.
It's Diego Castillo. Inside, 2-1 to Tommy Pham, who homered in the 6th.
And that's really the only mistake that Montas made the entire evening.
Pham takes that pitch low, and now it's 3-1.
Just
he knew it.
Yeah, split that didn't split. Just kind of made its way laterally across the strike zone.
And that one just missed outside, and that's a leadoff walk to Pham, and Pham is a very speedy runner.
Yeah, tough pitch here for the B train. You can see Josh Phegley set up inside.
Now batting.
Has to reach back across his body. Ball a little down. But maybe if he doesn't have to reach quite as far across, who knows, they might get the call.
Here's Lau. Chapman creeps in just a little bit. Lau has hit a fly ball to center field, and he has struck out twice. Oh for his last 14. Trying and maybe saying, I'm just going to hold it.
That's right. Hold, 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 hold. You're here to disrupt timing, not only of Tommy Pham at first base, but the hitter at home.
close, way outside. The fastball control has been an issue for Blake Trinan this year. It was not an issue last year.
Well, and I think we've seen Blake deploy a couple different fastball approaches. At times you'll see him use that hard four-seamer up in the zone, use the sinker, ground ball situations, kind of like this here.
He's walked 20 in 35 innings this year. There's a ball loose out in right field. Piscotty takes care of it.
Well, and at times I think guys with his type of velocity and movement, to no fault of their own, just nature, can be too nasty at times.
Too much movement.
Tough to reel that thing in.
And that's a good pitch.
You can see the outstanding downhill angle he creates on top of the velocity and movement combination. You imagine waking up feeling just a little bit better than maybe you did yesterday. Who knows where that thing ends up?
Foul back to the screen. So now Trinan ahead 1-2.
This is where we're talking about the couple different fastballs. That right there, a two-seamer down and away. Might try to get the young lefty here. Good hard four-seamer up in the top of the zone. Looks like it. Might be a cutter.
Pham not going anywhere, and that almost hit him.
And it was. Fegley asked for the fastball up and in. Looked like they tried to cut him in.
So 2-2. Pretty straight up defense against Lau. And that one's low. And now it's a full count, and we'll keep a close eye on Pham, see if he takes off. My guess is probably.
Yeah, trying to not overly quick to home plate.
Checks on him. Good idea.
The most important 90 feet of the game right now. Stand between Tommy Pham at first base and second base. Scoring position.
Pham not running. And the ball's fouled.
You know, and I guess maybe one thing you do think about with Blake Trinan and his velocity, the movement, working away from the lefty, Lau. Be a good pitch for Josh Fegley to pop up and throw on as well, should they get the swing and miss.
Pham runs this time, and the ball's popped up, and that will reach the seats. So Pham did not run on the first 3-2, but he did go there.
Well, and Lau may have swung at ball 4. But Tommy Pham had an outstanding jump.
Garcia waits in the on-deck circle. Not running, and he missed inside. Very close pitch. Lau took it. And back-to-back walks to open up the ninth.
It's a tough spot. It's like a good four-seam fastball. Just didn't have enough movement on it to make its way back to the black. That's a great AB for Brandon Lau.
So Garcia steps up. On deck is Choi. So Garcia, right-handed hitter. Choi, a left-handed hitter. After Choi, it's Kiermaier. A couple of ground outs for Garcia. 0 for 3 overall. First pitch, and that missed outside. He's the acting manager tonight, Ryan Christensen. Runners go. Kegley does not throw, and it's a double steal. Pitch called to strike. The count is 1-1, and now runners at second and third.
Well, sometimes you just kind of fall into that trap of not checking the runners, not trying to slow down or control the running game. You get locked in. It's your task at hand. The man at the dish here in Avisail Garcia. A big out for Blake Trinan. That's just a good aggressive approach by Kevin Cash and the Rays. You know you've got the right guys on the base path in Pham and Lau. Tampa Bay Rays are in a good spot here in the ninth inning.
And the A's got to bring the infield in. Garcia, a .260 hitter with runners in scoring position. And that's a line drive, kind of a soft line drive into center field for a hit. Pham scores. Lau stops at third, and the Rays take a 2-1 lead. Looked like the pitch jammed Garcia just a little bit, but he kept his hands in.
Well, that's it.
It worked.
He's a big, strong dude, guy. Big, strong dude.
Now batting,
And this is the tough part if you're Blake Trinan in the Oakland A's. You feel like you've executed right pitch, right location. But unfortunately, the game's telling you we've got to have that infield in, trying to cut that run off.
So Garcia gets his 34th RBI. So full meeting at the mound. Everybody involved on the infield. The hitter is Ji-Man Choi with a lefty and a righty warming up in the A's bullpen.
Well, I think it's a great visit by Ryan Christensen for a couple reasons. One, you want to talk to Blake Trinan and just kind of remind him about what we've got going on the base pass. Avisail Garcia, not a threat to steal, but at the same time, if you don't pay any attention to him, you just never know. But could be a situation where the Rays try to steal another run here with good runner Lau at third base. You might see Avisail Garcia take off early.
He's got 6 out of 8 in stolen base attempts. First pitch to Choi. And a good swing. Fastball out over the plate. We had a heck of a play right below us. It's pretty smooth. We need that right now out on the field. Choi is 0 for 3. A couple of ground outs and a fly ball to left field. Garcia runs, and he got a big jump throw through, and he's got a stolen base. So he had a huge jump. He had a step or two before trying to lift up his leg. So 3 stolen bases here in the ninth inning.
Well, again, Blake, not necessarily the quickest to home plate at times. And a lot of guys that pitch at the back end of the bullpen, they understand, you know, their concentration, their focus is at home plate. They're trying to log outs at home plate.
1-1 to Choi. And that's a base hit right center field. Lau scores. Garcia is going to be held at third, and now it's 3-1. Well, the Rays are doing what they need to do. Just put it in play.
Well, that's it. I mean, I'm gonna bring Christensen out, but it's not a big approach. Just stay middle. Take advantage of these mistakes.
So the 2 walks to start the inning kill Trinan, and they have both scored. The Rays have a 3-1 lead. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog experts.
Copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Oakland Athletics. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
Summer is here, and it's already moving too fast, folks. There is no better way to slow it down than with A's Baseball, America, and fireworks. Start a new family tradition by joining us at the ballpark this July 3rd. The night includes free fireworks after our 6:07 game against the first place Minnesota Twins. So go to athletics.com/boom. That's right, boom, in honor of the Bay's best fireworks.
So Blake Trinan faced 4 hitters, 2 walks, 2 singles, and he's got to limit the damage. Buchter to face Kiermaier. First and third, infield stays in, and Kiermaier takes a strike. On 1 with a 3.48 ERA for Buchter. Walks have been an issue for Buchter as well. 17 walks in 20 2/3 innings.
Yeah, he's done a good job of neutralizing the lefties. Only 143 against the southpaw from the left side.
Needs a big out here. Kiermaier, little pop-up. Fegley is going to make the catch. Just a little weak pop-up, so Buchter does a great job to get Kiermaier.
It's exactly what you needed. That's what's being screamed from the dugout. Hey, punch out pop-up right here.
So that'll bring up Willie Adames, who is a right-handed hitter.
Number 1, Willie Adames.
Looks like Trevino's pretty close to being ready. Adames is 1 for 3. Singled back in the second. He's grounded out twice. Garcia at third. Choi at first. And it's bunted up the first base line. Olsen flips with the glove. Safe. Garcia with what looked like a very nifty slide.
That's it.
And I think he got his left hand in there.
Tremendous heads-up play by Avisail Garcia. The Gold Glover Matt Olson crashing, anticipating, knows I've got one play. It's a glove flip. But Avisail Garcia, as he's coming down the line, you can see him shift his body to the third base side of the base path right there. Put the hand down.
That's a heck of a slide.
That is. And again, Matt Olson, you know, his hands are tied. That's really the only play he can make there, trying to cut that run down at home plate. And I don't know that if that toss from glove to glove is right on the money, that they still have a shot at Garcia.
So now it's 4-1. Still only 1 out. Castillo's been up for a while. Kittredge has joined him. So it goes as a sacrifice and an RBI for Adames. Is that what they said, Joe? Sacrifice? Joey Wendell's 0 for 3. First pitch in there, first strike. Zunino is the on-deck hitter. Small ball by the Rays here in the 9th inning.
That's it. You know, it all starts with a couple free passes. Put the game in motion on the base path.
Well, yeah, the 3 stolen bases just has put even more pressure on the A's.
I think it just kind of goes to show you get yourself in a ball game like this, a well pitched ball game, a well defended ball game. Sometimes you do have to put the game in motion and try to create offense.
And again outside. Well, you know what to me is impressive about the stolen bases? I mean, the Rays, they do steal some bases. They're 6th in the league in steals, but they're not just running around crazy. But it's when they stole the bases.
Right.
Tie game, 9th inning, and it worked.
Well, and you mentioned Garcia, 6 for 8. Picking your spots,
That's
right?
right.
Having a feel for when you're trying to get things going, who can get that job done.
Two and 1 to Joey Wendell. 3 and 1 to Joey Wendell. Nothing going right for the A's in this inning.
Well, I think is, you know, just kind of speaking from experience, having pitched out of the bullpen as well, it's paramount to be able to control that running game.
Booker, long look. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and it's right there for a strike. So Joey Wendell, maybe he was looking for a slider.
Good chance. Take a heater like that and a heater count.
So 3-2. You never know with the Rays. Runners may take off. You just never know. Wendell loops one toward left field. And that's Grossman who grabs it, and the runners have to get back. So Joey Wendell's 0 for 4. 2 outs for Mike Zunino. Ryan Christensen pops out of the dugout. So he wants the right-hander to face Zunino. 4-1 Rays lead.
A's baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Toyota. A fast, powerful lineup that will make sure you're safe at home. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest, yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Provident Credit Union Super Reward Checking. We pay you. By Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV. By Jeep Wrangler. 2019 Motor Trend SUV of the Year. And by Jack in the Box. Try Jack's bigger, tastier new spicy chicken strips combo. Only at Jack in the Box for a limited time. Price and participation may vary.
Well, it's been a long inning, especially for the Athletics. The Rays have scored 3 times here in the top of the 9th to take the lead. They're still batting. 2 on, 2 out, and Lou Trevino will try to get Mike Zunino and get the A's back in the dugout. 2-5 with a 4.93 ERA for Trevino. Joy is the runner at second. Adames the runner at first. First pitch is in for a strike. 98 miles an hour. Zunino doubled in the third, was stranded, and then he has struck out a couple of times. Slider stays high.
You know, in this game situation, Kuiper, it's not like you're necessarily looking to get guys work only down 3. Still definitely in this ball game, but for Lou Trevino, maybe not quite the leverage situations he's seen in the past. So a good opportunity for him to kind of shake some of those cobwebs. Because there's just no questioning what this man is capable of when things are going right. It's devastating.
Yeah, and I don't think there's any question the A's have to have it.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit out. So 3-1 the count. On deck is Austin Meadows, a left-handed hitter.
And I tell you, when things just aren't going well for you, it feels like every borderline pitch turns into a 3-1 count. Feel like you don't get the check swing when you need it.
It's a swing through there, 99 miles an hour. So a full count, runners will indeed take off now. There they go. And Zunino cannot hold up, and he went around. Rays get 3, and now see if the A's can come back. They trail by 3 as we head to the bottom of the 9th.
Fans, time to help send your All-Stars to Cleveland with the 2019 Google MLB All-Star Ballot. New this year, after the first ballot, the top 3 players at each position will advance to a special starters election. Vote at athletics/vote and on Google by searching for your favorite A's player or MLB vote.
So last shot for the A's, trailing by 3, and we will send Grossman, Piscotty, and Profar up against Diego Castillo. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. It's your trusted oil change tune-up and Smog experts. 1-4, 2.48. He's got 7 saves. Diego Castillo, second year in the big leagues from the Dominican Republic.
And it's fuzzy, folks. 97 to 100 with the heater. Good slider.
Well, this is what the Rays do, Dallas. I mean, Castillo has 7 saves, so he has these opportunities. But yesterday, Castillo in the game against the Yankees pitched in the 5th inning.
Yep.
Tonight, he's trying to get a save. They just don't seem to have conventional roles in that bullpen.
Well, and I think what the Tampa Bay Rays have probably done is throughout their developmental process, they've explained to the arms, the bullpen, the future of their pitching staffs, that this is how this is going to go.
Get used to it.
We're finding success at the big league level the way we're deploying our pitchers. And instead of, labeling guys or tabbing guys, maybe they're finding out that it's the era of the unknown that's sort of helped cultivate.
Yeah, and you can't argue with the success they've had. Maybe it hasn't worked as well for other teams.
Right.
But it has worked for them.
Well, and I think that's, an example of a whole-scale buy-in from the organization, top to bottom.
3-1 pitch is inside. That's a leadoff walk here in the bottom of the 9th. Well, make sure you join us tomorrow for game 2 of this 4-game series. Jalen Beeks, a left-hander. He's going to be out there. We don't know how long he's going to be out there. Who knows? We'll worry about that tomorrow. And Tanner Anderson's going to make his 3rd start for the A's. So 6:30 is when we'll get things started with A's pregame live.
Beeks has been a guy that they've utilized as that piggyback, if you will, coming in after Stanek.
Did that against the A's last week. To the backstop. Grossman will move up. Well, Diego Castillo's trying to make it interesting.
We'll take it. The 98-mile-an-hour two-seamer. And with that kind of velocity, where Zunino's set up, he's got no chance. I mean, you're just trying to throw some leather at it and hopefully slow it down. And that doesn't help in this case. Grossman hustling.
So 1-0 to Piscotty, who is 0 for 3. Breaking ball for a strike. Morton went 6 1/3. Emilio Pagan came out of the bullpen and went 1 2/3 innings. Gave up a hit, a couple of walks, but no runs. Bo Taylor has a bat. Low. And now the count is 3-1. If Piscotty gets on, you have the tying run at the plate. The Rays know that the Yankees won. They're trying to keep pace. Right in the corner, 3-2.
It's a great pitch from Castillo.
Had to throw a strike.
96 on the black, down.
Cats are turned inside out. Anything to help. So a 3-2 breaking ball.
That's it. 3-2 breaking ball. Good location as far as middle was concerned, slightly down. Seen some good movement away from the righties on that slider. He doesn't start that somewhere near the plate. Good chance Piscotty just kind of spits on it.
Hit hard, but right to the shortstop and almost flips it across, 1 out. He was shaded toward the hole, and that helped because Piscotty hit that ball pretty hard. So that'll bring up Profar, who did this in the 5th inning.
Got that changeup, Charlie Morton. He knew it off the bat. This ball was stung. You see Charlie Morton just kind of mouth to himself, stupid pitch, not the pitch I wanted to throw. Jurickson Profar will take it every time.
That home run for Profar, his 10th of the year. He now has 40 RBIs. Bo Taylor has come out into the on-deck circle. Missed again, 2-0. Castillo's trying really hard to make this interesting.
Well, he likes that slider. Unfortunately for him, he hasn't been able to find the strike zone with the frequency he'd like. Spawned himself behind in the count a few times here.
That's a strike, a high strike. Didn't have to be.
You're right, did not have to be. You'd think 2-0. Bring that down just a little. Stomper not happy. I'm with you, big fella.
Right on the outside corner. That was a better pitch.
And you know what? A couple pitches like that back to back, that can kind of really put you in a pretzel. because you're thinking, all right, that previous pitch was probably 2 to 3 inches up. I really can't go higher than that. And that right there was on the black, or so you think.
2-2 to Profar. Full count. 99 miles an hour. Rays scored 3 in the top of the 9th inning. And that is the difference in the game right now. Another 3-2 breaking ball.
Great battle here for Profar, hanging in, trying to cover a high octane fastball, as well as a good slider with some tilt.
$18 pitches for Castillo. It seems like he's thrown about 30.
Well, and you'd love to see number 31 just kind of split that left center gap. Profar could run a while.
Shift is on, and Profar rolls it foul. So it is quite a battle. Profar must have hit that one off his foot, huh?
Looks like he's kind of grimacing. I don't know that arm or wrist.
Yeah, I was thinking it didn't look like it hit off his foot.
Might have been something on the swing. No, we can see that.
Yeah, so it did not hit his foot.
You can see that top hand come off. You see the thumb guard. His top left hand, you see that thumb guard kind of flick off. You see his hand, those phalanges kind of splayed open. Got some reverberation from that wood bat on through the hand. And that's exactly what they're talking about right there. You can see him kind of going into that webbing between the index and the thumb.
Yeah.
Caught that off the end. That bat just sort of vibrates. Kind of like sticking a fork into a light socket. Not a great idea, but it doesn't feel well.
Pinder just in case, but it looks like Profar is going to stay in there as he puts his batting glove back on. So he says, I'm ready. Let's go.
All right, 3-2, 98 in the back pocket. Little vibrating thumb for the hitter.
Steele's ready. 3-2 pitch, and he misses high with a fastball. So Bo Taylor is going to hit here, and he represents the tying run.
We'll take you back to Tuesday. Number 1 for the career for Bo Taylor. It was an important one. Thanks, guys. Appreciate you. Nah, we're just playing. We got love for you. He's going to have the biggest at-bat of his young major league career right here, right now.
Kyle Snyder comes out. Kittredge, who's up just a little bit ago, and he's going to get up again, and he will not need too many throws to get ready. Right now, Diego Castillo is all over the place.
Well, this is serving two purposes. One, to your point, trying to kind of calm him down and get him back in the zone, but also going to go over a little scouting report. First time they're going to see Bo Taylor.
So Taylor steps up, 2 on, 1 out. Marcus Semien is the on-deck hitter. First pitch to Taylor is in for a strike, inside corner. Rays with 6 hits, the A's with 5. There has not been an error in the game. Taylor fouls a fastball straight back, a little up. Outfield a little bit toward left center. The infield. The infielders pinching a little bit, looking for a ground ball. To pitch, and that is strike 3 call. So Bo Taylor just could not pull the trigger on the pitch.
That's it. Feel like he saw it, he recognized it. You're right, Kuip. Sometimes there's just something about maybe seeing a pitch too soon or too well. Unable to pull the trigger.
So it's up to Marcus Semien to keep this ball game going. Marcus needs a hit to keep his hitting streak going. He takes a strike. He is 0 for 4. He's grounded out 3 times, and he has struck out. So a good time to extend the hitting streak. Chapman would be next.
Wouldn't that be nice? Keep that streak alive, pass the baton to Chappie.
That's a hard hit ball into center field, a base hit. Grossman's going to come in and score. And the A's are not done yet. It's 4-2, and now the ball is trickling around in center field, and both A's runners move up.
Incredible. Incredible. Something you will probably never see again from Kevin Kiermaier. Something that you like to see. Marcus Semien getting that foot down, taking advantage of a mixer up in the zone. But Kevin Kiermaier, the Gold Glove center fielder, just didn't have anybody to get this ball into. And folks, I can almost promise you, you will never see that again from Kevin Kiermaier.
So it puts the tying run at second base. A huge mistake by the Rays. Semien gets the RBI single. First pitch to Chapman is outside. Now you can tie the game with a flare.
Well, now things get dangerous here.
17-game hitting streak for Marcus Semien.
You've woken up the Oakland Crazies.
Chapman, left field, and that baby is gone. Are you kidding me? So Matt Chapman, a 3-run homer. Marcus Semien kept the game going. And that's a miracle win for the Athletics, as it was a 4-1 game going to the bottom of the 9th, and the A's win it 5-4. Matt Chapman walks it off. Unbelievable. So Chapman's going to be the hero. And I think Marcus Semien deserves some credit. But Chapman He got something he liked, and it was a no-doubter.
Well, you're right. No doubt about it. Slider right down Broadway, probably about knee-high, exactly where Matt Chapman wants it. And he knew it right off the bat. And that's all right, folks. Bart may be closed, but Matt Chapman's got you covered. All aboard. Next stop, Pound Town.
So Chapman's 17th home run of the year is a game winner. That's the wonderful shot that our crew gets on walk-offs. And Matt Chapman is the hero tonight. So quite a night as the A's stun, and I mean stun, the Tampa Bay Rays. And standing by downstairs with Cara is the hero, one Mr. Matt Chapman.
And you know, Glenn, it sounds like he's pretty stunned himself. Tell us about your approach at the plate, Matt. Like, did you have a feeling? Did you have an inkling that something magical was going to happen off your bat tonight?
I mean...
That's got to feel pretty good.
Yeah, that's a relief.
So you're coming to the plate in the bottom of the ninth. There's 2 outs, 2 guys on. You need 3 to win it. What were you thinking as you stepped to the plate?
Don't try to do too much. Don't try to hit a homer, just get a base hit and get the guys in. But I was able to put a good swing on the slider. And, I mean, that's a great pitcher and a great team. So we're just glad we can get the win.
And take us up to that point. I mean, Simeon, he kept that hit streak alive. African-American heritage tonight, big night for him, of course. I mean, all the guys kind of teed it right up for you.
Yeah, I mean, Marcus is a stud. He's been carrying us lately, and for him to get that hit and then guys get into scoring position right there and keep it going, I just wanted to keep it going and keep the line moving, and I was able to finish it.
Yeah, you did. Great job, Matt Chapman. Let's give him one more, guys. That was incredible. What a win. Back to you guys.
So Matt Chapman indeed is the hero. I think it's interesting. The 2 walks hurt the A's in the top of the 9th inning. Bottom of the 9th inning, the 2 walks hurt the Rays, and ultimately it cost them the game.
Well, you saw the Rays aggressive on the base pass, trying to put some offense in motion, knew the time was coming, and I think for the Oakland A's, Matt Chapman nailed it perfectly, grinding out at bats. Marcus Simeon doing a wonderful job. The mindset, just trying to keep that baton going, trying to keep the inning going. You get it to Matt Chapman, who's been a hero once before this season, and you just get the feeling that this young man, he craves moments like this, and boy, did he rise to the occasion again.
So the A's have won 4 in a row. They've won 7 out of 9, and none better than tonight. Unexpected, and it stuns the Rays. 5-4 walk-off home run by Matt Chapman. Time of game was right at 3 hours, and it was well worth it. 12,351 saw it. It's a walk-off, folks. A's 5, Rays 4. Time now for A's post-game live. Brought to you by Toyota. Let's head to the studio.